Hi traders, Yuri is here with weekly Forex analysis for the weeks ahead ending August 25th. Guys, please thumbs up, subscribe and hit notification bell in order to get my new videos as soon as I release it. So let's get started, guys. As usual, we start from EURUSD. On weekly time frame, you can see that it's quite bearish, as I told in my previous weekly Forex analysis, and you see the week ending quite bearish. And the previous week, which I missed, it was also important and crucial. We just broke through 1.1 level. You see, before it was holding 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, but then it was broken, and this week it was just continued to the downside. So the next target is 1.08. Let's switch to the daily. On the daily, you remember this ascending channel which I discussed. So, and now this ascending channel was broken as well. You can see here it was broken. See, it was broken, then a retest. On this candle it was retested, and then continuation to the downside, and we closed below 50% Fibonacci retracement from, I believe, monthly time frame. Let me check, guys. I don't want to trick you. Yeah, indeed, you remember I discussed this correction on the monthly time frame, because overall the trend is bearish. It was just correction to the upside. It's finished around 61.8 Fibo level, and now we close below 50%. So overall quite bearish, and as I would suggest to sell on strengths. Not at this point probably, because it's already quite a run to the downside. So I expect beginning of the week possible correction to the upside, maybe up to 1.1, just to retest. Might be too optimistic, but what to do? I mean, you see now Thursday and Friday it was slow market and kind of pause after this leg to the downside. So we can expect correction. And what's interesting, guys, let me zoom out. You can see here it's kind of head and shoulders pattern. It's left shoulder, it's a head, and this is the right shoulder, and neckline is here. So we are now around neckline. So that's why you saw here it's like a pause. There's some bonds, we can expect bonds to the upside, some pullback, and then next leg to the downside. And what does it mean for us? It means that this is potential for 400, let's say 50 pips roughly to the downside once we broke this, if we broke this neckline. So 400 pips, you see it's below 1.0550. So a lot of potential still to the downside. So just sell on strength, sell based on price action, and with next target 1.08 first support level, and below exactly 1.0550. And so here it's pin bar reversal signal, 2 pin bars in a row, to be honest. This one was also good, I mean this candle. So just sell on strengths. Resistance here 1.1, 1.11, and support, nearest support 1.8, and next one 1.0550. So let's switch to GBP, GBPUSD. GBP, it's a little bit better, but overall it's bearish as well. It's weekly time frame. It's just holding still above 1.27, but all in all, I don't see a lot of potential for GBPUSD as well, since we broke ascending channel 2, as EURUSD, it's the same picture. We broke the level, we broke this channel, the border, and now it's consolidation. You can see here it's clear, it's consolidation, price just going back and forth, around this 1.27, but I suggest to sell on strength, guys. And in this, again, the same picture almost, I mean, about this potential head and shoulders pattern. Neckline is around, exactly around 1.2650, so that's why we saw a couple of rejection from this level. So, and how we measure it, we measure from the top to the bottom, okay, roughly 500 pips. It means if we broke 500 pips, it will go down below 1.22. Best case scenario, of course. But yeah, it's bearish, actually based on stock market correction now, even maybe not correction. Yeah, I presume it's starting of new downtrend, and stay tuned, and I will discuss Dow Jones as well, and Brent oil and gold. So I would suggest to sell, guys, sell on strengths, and yeah, if we see some pullback to the upside and then potential pin bar like this one, for instance, it's a nice one. And with the idea to go to the downside. So support is here, 1.27, resistance 1.29, and a lot of support below as well, but as just discussed, it's potential 500 pips to the downside. Let's switch to AUG. AUG is very, very bearish, and from technical point of view looks very good. You see it's just 5 weeks in a row, just downside, and now find some support around 0.64. Again, picture perfect. You see on the daily just just black candles, and very nice. You see pin bar and nice sell off. So yeah, I just suggest to sell on strength, because now you see we found some support around 0.64. Some price rejection and the pin bar reversal. Buy signal, but don't buy it. I will not buy it because the trend is obviously it's bearish, and on the monthly as well. Yeah, I discussed it before, because all what was for the last months it was just correction to the upside, but overall it's bearish trend, downtrend. So sell on strength as well, guys, with the idea if we see some correction to the upside, maybe up to 0.65, but it's too optimistic. But why not? We already see a lot of sell-offs. So wait and see correction, and then price action signal, and sell on strength on this price action on the daily time frame, on the 4-hour time frame. But I would suggest on daily if you're a beginner, at least, especially. So the next target is 0.63, 0.6160, and on the other hand, resistance, first resistance 0.6570, this one. So yeah, sell on strength, guys. It's all the same, like recommendations for these majors, because yeah, what to do is just they go together, these pairs. USDJPY, it's a little bit correction on the weekly time frame from 145 level, but still close above it. You remember before it was just test and correction to the downside. Now move to the upside, potential V pattern. Maybe it will be rejection, but so far looks so good. And on the daily you can see on Friday we just holding above this level 145. Since we broke it, then retest. So potentially next leg to the upside. What's the next target? Let me check. 147.40. Let's say it's resistance, and the next one 150. So on the other hand, support is here, just this zone 145, 144. I discussed it in this zone in my last weekly Forex analysis 2 weeks ago, and since that time you see a nice run to the upside. I think one of the reasons, because in Japan it's still Bank of Japan keeping rate negative. It's negative 0.1 if I'm not mistaken. So, and all other countries, you know, now it's raising rates, and for investors it's not good to keep Japanese yen in the portfolio. So I think this is one of the reasons why it's so weak. Japanese yen is so weak across the market. So that's why I suggest to buy USDJPY, and based on trend, buy with the idea to go to the upside with the targets which I just discussed, 147 and 150. Let's switch to the gold. Gold, it's weak. I remember I discussed it. I discussed 1950 and 1900 now. We close below 1900. It's not good, and it's opened the door for 1830 and 1800 as well. So I would suggest to sell at this point gold, because yeah, what to do? Just do what the markets is telling you. So I suggest to wait for pullback around 1900. But on the other hand, if you go above 1900 and continue to the upside, next target 1950. But so far you see sellers are pushing price to the downside and keep it below 1900. So bears needs to defend this level 1900 now in order to push price to below down to 1830. It's next target indeed. So I would suggest to sell on strength, guys. Price action is here, but I would not sell it at this point, because you know sometimes this candle at the end of the movement, it means a reversing point like this one. I would not sell it here. So just be patient and wait for price action signal. So next is Dow Jones. Dow Jones, it's you remember I discussed warning sign around this zone, and indeed it was selling off last week very well. I was trading good, but one day was not good. I don't know what was happening with me, but instead of selling, I was just buying. I was waiting for a pullback, and I lost a lot of money. But okay, on Friday I absorbed my losses a little bit, but overall the trading week was profitable one. And this week I will continue to selling, and you see now we are just stop trading around this border of ascending channel, which I believe we will overcome next week. I strongly believe it. Sellers will push price below 34,500. This level. Okay, on Friday it was just pause. You see some doji candle, and we can see some correction to the upside up to 35,000. I presume so. I'm not sure, but this is what I see now, because yeah, after some run to the downside, we can expect pullback and then continuation selling to the downside. But I would recommend to sell on strength, guys, and just wait and see what will happen on Monday and Tuesday, because now in US all stock markets are on the negative territory. It's Nasdaq as well as S&P 500. So I am trading only Dow Jones. In terms of volatility, this is the most attractive market for me. And last year I made a lot of money with this market, and it made me a fortune almost. Yeah, I was able to bought apartment for my mom. So yeah, it's a lot. That's why I choose Dow Jones initially, like in my trading career, and now I'm just follow Dow Jones only. But of course I am looking at other stock markets as well, but I don't trade it, and I didn't trade it at all. I mean S&P and Nasdaq. So yeah, I would recommend to sell. Resistance here 35,000, and support near support 34,500, and then another one 34,000, and a lot of room for the downside. But you know, it was a lot of discussion about that this market is overbought already a long time ago. You remember this catapult to the upside, and now it's time to go to the downside. And what I just want to explain on monthly time frame, you see this is the correction this is a FIBA retracement which I put from the last movement to the downside, and correction was up to almost 90%, but not really. And now we went back below 78.6 from FIBA. It just stopped above 70.5. This is like sell zone, but I now, as you can see how it's progression, I believe we're gonna see a lot of sell-off and strong continuation to the downside. This is my opinion, guys, just based on my experience of more than 15 years of trading. So just this is what I thought, and I was this is what I thinking, and what I thought before, yeah. And so far I'm like I'm right. So and I recommend to sell. This is what it is, yeah. So, and finally, Brent oil still holding above 84 despite of correction on the stock market. Oil prices are holding above this level. You see, before it closed above, now correction, retest, and still holding. On the daily, you can see it's there, it's holding, but it will be crucial week. I don't know. Before, you remember, I projected this ascending channel to the upside, but I'm now not sure that this body is correct, because before I drew it when the prices was around this point in the market, but now maybe it should be drawn like this. Who knows? We will see how it will progression, how it will develop, and if you see the price will go from this point to the upside, maybe I should redraw my channel and put it like this, for instance. Like this one, yeah, and okay, and so, and it will be more logical. I don't know yet, but we will see how it will develop again. Just I will leave it here, just for you and for myself as well. So we will see, but so far it's still bullish. I would recommend to buy. You remember I discussed this pin bar. If I'm not mistaken, I discussed it, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I didn't discuss this one. It was 2 weeks ago, and I didn't make a video for that week. But anyway, I would recommend to buy, and with the idea to go to the upside, and next target is 90. On the other hand, if we will see that price will break through this level, 84, and close on the daily basis below it, and it will open the doors for 79 and 75 and so on and so forth. So far it's still bullish. I would recommend to buy, and I think that's it, guys, from me for the weeks ahead. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Please thumbs up, subscribe, and smash this notification bell, and join me on my social media, Telegram channel, and so on. All the links you can find in the description below. I wish you good trading weeks, guys. Trade safe, stay tuned, and see you next week. Bye. Yuri was here.